Hello everyone, I am 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 and this is your channel for Apex Bitcoin and crypto news. And yes, I know it's been a minute, right? It's been quite a while since I've released a video. What happened to me, you may wonder. Was I enjoying Fiji, laying on a beach, living it up with the huge pump of Bitcoin? I'd love to say yes, but no, unfortunately, other things happened in my life. I pushed really hard in the 2023. I had a lot of traveling, both internationally and domestic. And when I came home after New Year, I was very ill. But just due to my work ethic, I continued to push, didn't take proper care of myself, ended up developing pneumonia. Yeah, it knocked me out for almost a little over 3 months. So for any of you that may have had pneumonia, you know how serious it is. And luckily, thankfully, with my health being what it is, which is really good, I was able to knock it out in 3 months. I know a lot of people, unfortunately, can get up to 6 months or 8 months, depending on the severity of the pneumonia. So it took a while to get my lungs back. You may still hear a little wheezing or whatnot, but luckily everything's fine. I've been dying to make content. I mean, when you think about it, right? I'm here when times are bad. I'm here when most people are hiding. But when the market's booming, doubling, all this great stuff, I'm nowhere to be found, right? Well, just know it wasn't by design. And just in case you didn't know, go ahead and follow me on Twitter, because on Twitter, I was still keeping everyone up to date on, important stuff, what's going on, market volatility and stuff like that. So go ahead and follow me there if you want to stay up to date on current news as well in the crypto sector. Yes, that's just a bit of an update on what's been going on. But yes, I am back now. And I have also been working on another project. So definitely stay tuned and you'll hear more about that, which I think you'll really love. It's just going to help broaden the spectrum for everyone. And it's going to be a great thing for all of us. So anyway, enough about that. Let's go ahead and jump into this video. And yes, as you know, the halving is happening in less than 2 days, I believe. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. And we're going to jump into talking about the importance of the halving, what to expect, what not to expect. And if you don't already have Bitcoin, we need to have a serious talk. All right, so let's jump in. Let's go ahead and look at the heat map first. Let's just take a quick look at the market before I jump into the halving. So as you can see, Bitcoin has pulled back quite a bit, right? And same with ETH, Solana, whatnot. Again, this is phenomenal buying opportunities. I've been preaching this since the end of last year, all my last videos. What was I telling you? Dollar cost average in, get what you can, try to get as much Bitcoin as you possibly can, whether it's 1 Bitcoin or half a Bitcoin or whatever it may be, just continue to add to your position. What has happened? It's just continued to go up and up and up. There's very few people not in profit that's holding Bitcoin currently. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with the halving. So as you can see, we're right around 2 days and 4 hours and 20 minutes at the making of this video. So by the time it gets out, we're going to be probably T-minus 2 days. So a lot of people get confused about exactly how mining works and what exactly is the halving. So this is a great little post I found on a website that explains it quite well, and I'll elaborate on it a little more. But basically, every 10 minutes, new Bitcoin enter the circulating supply. Okay, so that's important to remember. So Bitcoin miners who verify transactions receive the newly minted tokens. Okay, so when this whole thing started, the rewards the miners received was 50 Bitcoin. Okay, so if you mined a block, you received 50 Bitcoin as a reward. Now, each halving cuts these rewards in half. So obviously we went from 50 to 25 to 12.5 to 6.25, and then a little after tomorrow, we're going down to 3.125. Now keep in mind, these blocks are minted every 10 minutes. So basically, what you want to do is take this number. So currently we're at 6.25 every 10 minutes. So 6.25 times 6 is 37.5. Okay, so 37.5 every hour, multiply that by 24, it gives you 900. So currently there's 900 Bitcoin being minted daily. But again, as you can see, we're cutting that in half. So again, if you take 3.125 and then multiply that by 6, that's going to give you 18.75. Multiply that by 24, that now gives you 450 Bitcoin being mined per day. And when you think about how much Bitcoin is being consumed from BlackRock with the ETFs, Fidelity, ARK Invest, on and on and on. And even people like Mr. 100, there's a person who's been buying 100 Bitcoin a day for quite some time. There's just not enough Bitcoin to go around. So understand the power of how we're going opposite of like the US dollar with inflation. It's just so powerful to see exactly what makes this so special and unique. So again, if you don't have Bitcoin, what are you waiting for? Now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what's going on with the price, because we had this huge increase and then it started to pull back. And now it seems like every time it wants to go up, it gets pulled quickly back down by the bears. And if you remember, I made a video back in October talking about the war in the Middle East, the crisis between Palestine and Israel. And, you know, war is a horrible thing. Okay, we don't wish it on anyone. And our hearts and prayers go out to everyone affected and involved, especially the children. I really, really hate to just even think about what they're having to go through, how traumatic it is. Remember, there's things we can't control, okay? And there's a lot of you who seem to want to know exactly what Bitcoin's price is going to be doing at all times. And I'm here to tell you that's the wrong attitude and the wrong approach. Bitcoin is going to be volatile. Bitcoin is going to be something you want to purchase and hold. Put it in its little cold storage wallet, turn the key, put it away. That's the smart thinking. Because remember, I told you the halving is coming, so supply is getting cut in half. And if you have weak hands, if you're nervous, the wealthy people are just waiting for your fear. They're preying on your fear so they can scoop up all your Bitcoin as you get scared. And think about it. I totally could easily see this happening before the halving. Okay, not necessarily the war, which is kind of ironic when you think about it, but these huge pullbacks, right? Because there's no such thing as a free lunch. For those of you who are traders, right? I mean, you must be thinking, well, wait a minute. If it's this simple, if the halving is going to potentially blow up the price, then why don't we trade? Why don't we get leveraged real heavy? Because we're going to triple, 10x, 100x our money in a couple of days, right? No, wrong. That's how you lose everything. Remember, no free lunch. Nothing's that simple. Okay, I'm not telling you not to trade. Make sure you are a professional or you really know what you're doing, because I do not want you to lose money. Because remember, all the ETFs, there's just this huge Bitcoin crunch and squeeze happening. There's not enough Bitcoin to go around. And your job is the easiest of everybody. Just buy and hold and block out the noise. Don't listen to it. Don't listen to the FUD. Don't listen to the fear, uncertainty, doubt. Don't listen to all the nonsense. Yes, Bitcoin's going to fluctuate if the world's in turmoil. So we have the war issue. Yes, we have a presidential election this year. More turmoil. Yes, the US dollar's not doing well. More turmoil. Tons of stuff. But to me, where would you want to be? In a dollar that's dying and disintegrating every second? Or a pristine asset like Bitcoin that's getting rarer and scarcer and more valuable all the time? Remember, fluctuations in markets are healthy, they're normal, and for the most part, they're noise. They should be taken, in my opinion, as a huge blessing, a huge buying opportunity to really stack up your wealth and preserve what you work so hard for. Now let's go ahead and look at a chart, and I'm going to show you typically what happens when the halving cycle happens for Bitcoin. And oh yes, it's all exciting, positive news. So here's a little eye candy for you. So something important to remember with the halving. So after the first halving occurred, as you can see here, the price at the time of the halving was only $13. And following the year's peak, very important, it went up to $1,152. If we look at the second halving, as you can see, price at that time was $664. And again, following the year's peak, $17,760. As you can see, nothing performs like Bitcoin. It is the apex asset to own. And after the third halving, again, we came in at a price of $9,734. And as you can see, an explosive growth following the year's peak at $67,549. And let me go ahead and follow this up with a chart. This way you can kind of see how it looks in real time. So again, the black line, the black vertical line is indicating the halving. This was back in 2012. You can see this parabolic run up. Boom, all the way up here. And again, now we're in the following year's cycle. You can see where it hit its peak. And again, just like a healthy market, then you have the drawback, then you have consolidation, then you have the halving, and the cycle repeats, rinse and repeat. We have back now at 2016, a huge parabolic run up, a big sell-off, balance of equilibrium, and boom, off to the races again with another huge run up. I'm not here to tell you history is always going to repeat itself. And no, I don't have a crystal ball, nor can I see into the future. But to be honest with you, just between you and I, can I share a secret? I really don't care what happens with the halving. I really don't. Because my future, my vision is on a longer term trajectory. I know in my heart with passion and conviction, I have nothing to worry about with Bitcoin. I have no problem saying that. But again, that's me. Your goals, your dreams, how you look and view at money may change. Okay? So I'm not telling you to do this, but for those of you out there wanting a better life or trying to get a better education on what's going on, I'm going to do my best to deliver that to you. Okay? And I'm always going to let you know exactly what I'm doing as well. But just remember, Bitcoin is for thick-skinned people, right? People that's not easily offended or affected by stuff. And I'll just go a step further. Let's say, for example, I don't know, maybe you're 80 years old. And maybe you have a couple of $1 million. Would I dump all that in Bitcoin right now? Probably not, because there's too much volatility, right? And again, I shouldn't say that. It depends on your situation. If you're doing this with the sole purpose to leave it to your children or your family, then 100% back up the dump truck. Again, my opinion. Again, assuming you have everything else taken care of. You have no debt. You're not leaving your family with a bunch of debt. You have burial expenses taken care of. The whole 9 yards. I'm assuming you've done everything else correctly in life. Which, unfortunately, that's a bad assumption, right? Most people don't do that. But you get the general gist of what I'm saying. If you have a small time horizon, then yes, Bitcoin's going to be very scary, very dangerous, because it's going to rapidly move. A lot of volatility. But if you have 10 years, 15 years, outlook of time, just think of the possibilities. But you also need to go in with, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to pick it up, leave it alone. I'm not going to stress about it, none of that stuff. If you're watching Bitcoin's price every day, it should be with the intent of buying the dips. Now you're thinking like a genius. But if you're watching it every day with the intent of panicking and worrying and doubting the asset, I just beg you to do more research, watch more videos. Again, make sure you're watching the correct videos. Okay. You want to make sure you're listening to people that do know what they're speaking about, but don't get shaken out, because the really wealthy people want to fear monger you. They want you to be scared. They want you to doubt and question everything. Why? Because they need your Bitcoin. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's great to be back again. I hope each and every one of you are doing well. I hope you guys had a great first quarter of the year. Yes, we have exciting times coming our way. That's indeed a fact. So please smash up the like button on the way out. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.